Good morning, everybody. Eric Stone, Stone's Bookkeeping, and we're talking some more today about tax basics. But first, I want to say that I am your biker bookkeeper, and I'm a faithful believer in Jesus Christ. And a disclaimer, this is not intended as tax advice. It's simply information. If you have a question about your taxes, please consult your tax preparer. If you do not have a tax preparer, give me a holler. My information will be down in the comments. Down in the, comments. And today we're going to talk about, because we started with your first paycheck, they took a bunch of your money. Now it's the end of the year, and what do you do next? So essentially, we're going to talk about filing that first tax return. So when do you need to file that first tax return? So you're required to file if you make more than $14,600. Okay, that's a pretty substantial amount, especially for your first job. And if you start like in November, you may not make that much. So, a couple things to consider. You may still want to file if you need to show your income for any purpose, like a loan. If you need to show your income, if you're uh, applying for student loans at a college, you're doing your FAFSA, different things like that. So, keep that in mind. You also may want to file a return if they kept any of your money as withholdings and you want to get that back. Because if you don't make a whole lot of money, you're not probably going to owe any taxes, so you're going to get that money back. So in those two cases, you may still want to file. Now, one additional thing I need to mention here is if you have self-employment of over $400, then you're required to file. So, and that's self-employment income. So keep that in mind. And we'll talk about self-employment a little bit down the road because that's a little more complex than basic, but we're going to cover that in basic because I want you to have an understanding of it. Because sometimes we get caught up in that self-employment paradigm and we don't realize it. So that's just a little bit on the floors for the different filings and when you may need to file, and also if you want to file essentially so that you can get your tax withholdings back. So that's again one of our basics, that first filing that you may need to do or may choose to do to get that money back. Keep in mind again, if you're filing for a FAFSA, you may need to have that tax return. So go ahead and take care of that if that's you're planning to go on to college. If you're planning to go on to a trade school, junior college, anything like that. So keep those things in mind. Again, I want to ask you to like and subscribe before leaving the video so that you can get the rest of the information that I'm going to share on tax basics. I want to thank you for listening today and have a great day.